you were handed out a booklet that we put together of poems that the children wrote, young adults wrote. And they put their soul into it. And if any parent in this room thinks that our kids don't care, read this booklet and it's going to tell you something really different. These are a bunch of amazing kids, and I hope that you enjoy what they've put together. Thank you.
Years ago, during World War II, two young girls lived in a city in Poland. They were such close friends, they shared everything, including their diaries. There was Rivka, who was 15 years old, and Ina, who was 13. Ina had an older brother, 17-year-old Yankel. Rivka and Yankel were very close. The friendship blossomed until the Holocaust began. Then the Nazi Party forced Jews to go to concentration camps. Ina and her family were lucky enough to escape into the woods, but Rivka and her family were sent to a concentration camp, where they would probably be killed. Although she was unable to keep a diary, Rivka often dreamed about her friend Ina and wondered what had happened to her. Ina kept a diary of her feelings about the Holocaust and her friend's fate. She hoped to give the diary to Rivka. They were to meet in the Holy Land after the war. Please listen as we read excerpts from Ina's diary.
I write to you, my friend, as though you are sitting next to me at Mamushka Shabbat table. Can you smell the soup and the challah baking? Do you remember playing in the streets and hearing the laughter of all the children around us? Papa is studying with Yankel. Torah is still dear to his heart. Those days seem to be a blur now. We are hiding in the forest, and for now, we are safe. The resistance has been kind, and we have just enough food to keep us going. A family of farmers has also been a tremendous help. They don't see us as Jews, but as people. I am frightened, Rivka. I don't know where you are. Yankel tells me you are in the camps. I wonder about your family, and if you are alive and well, and if you feel as frightened as I feel. Dear Rivka, things seem to be changing so quickly around us. Yankel is angry and impatient. He spends his days thinking about putting an end to this nightmare. He misses you and he speaks of you often. Dear Rivka, the sounds around us are so frightening. We hear sounds of bombing, of guns, and of screams. Mamushka isn't well. The food is scarce and it's very cold and wet. Wintertime used to be fun, but now all I see is darkness. We are still living in the woods and hiding from the Nazis. The wonderful family that was sharing their food with us have been taken away by the SS. I am trying to be stronger, my friend. I wish I could see you. Are you safe? Are you well? Are your parents well? Mamushka is so sick. Papa says it's typhus. I'm not quite sure what that means, only that Mamushka looks so frail. Sometimes I feel guilty because at least I have my family. I'm hiding in the forest, and even though I'm not safe and warm in my own bed, I have my parents and my brother. Why did they take you? And why did they find you? And why are they doing this? As I write to you every day, I pray somehow you hear and feel the love that I have for you and your family. We spoke of meeting in Jerusalem, and I know we will. Be strong, my friend. Yankel is so very strong. He is the man you always said he would be. He misses you desperately, and a day doesn't go by without your name crossing his lips. Dear Rivka, Mamushka is with God now. My body is changing. I'm growing into the woman that Mamushka used to talk about. I miss her so much. I pray you are well, and I love you.
Continuing to write, my sister's journal. She's been laid to rest in the field. Papa will remember you the same. I pray you are safe. The resistance tells us the American
Lindsay Lowy, and I had the pleasure of having a group of kids work on creative writing. Most of them chose to do poems, and there's a display board in the back of the room that shows all the poems. We also had a short story that we are going to read, and it will be accompanied by a cellist. Come on up.
The name of my book is Night by Ellie Wiesel. This book is fully describes the life of a young man in the hospital. There, everyone was leading a happy and healthy life until they learned of Hitler. Hitler hadn't really gotten to Czechoslovakia yet, and it was in the early 1940s, so I assumed they had no real fear of being in danger until everything happened. First, all of the foreign Jews were expelled from Saigon. Soon, we watched as the Hungarian police loaded all of the foreign Jews up on little trains. They were weeping as they got on. We were weeping too. Moshe Beadle was too a foreigner. He was wise and a tzaddik, holy man. He preached to the children and often gave Ellie private lessons at times. Everyone was upset when he went. Ellie heard a song, but after that, things got back to normal. Months had gone by until one day. Moshe Beadle had escaped. He had come back to Saigon, and except he no longer spoke of the Zohar and the Kabbalah. He was destroyed by what he saw. He told the townspeople. The Gestapo was there. They made everyone dig graves. I guess they were digging their own. The SS men threw babies into the air and used them as targets, shooting targets. The fire inside Moshe was gone. He was a dead spirit and a live body. He just didn't care. Ellie would soon feel this feeling too. Within 1 year, Ellie and his family had gone to the concentration camps. There he was treated as vermin, pigs, inferior. There he was no longer human, but an endangered race. He went through several camps and death marches. He survived, barely. One day, he fell asleep in the snow on one of the death marches. In his sleep, he heard his friend play the most beautiful sad song on his violin. He paid attention to it. That is what kept Ellie from going to that cold, dark place he dreaded. When he woke up, he was half frozen. He looked for his friend. At last he found his friend, dead, and his violin smashed. Had Ellie's friend been playing for him from heaven? Who knows? Days and days were passing. He thought that this horrible hell would never end. He was wrong. It did. After the camp he was at was liberated, he found out that the camp he had been at before, Auschwitz-Birkenau, had been liberated 4 days after he left. Since he was sick, the Russian soldiers took Ellie to a hospital. When he was well enough to stand, he walked over to a mirror. He had not seen himself since the ghetto. From the depths of the mirror, a corpse gazed back at him. The look in his eyes, as they stared into Ellie's, would never leave him.
They decided to do a news report about what was going on in Europe at the time. And due to soccer and bar mitzvah, half our group couldn't make it today, so we're going to wing it, and it's going to be offered. We're going to wing it, and we're having a news report, and it's coming from you from Channel 7.
Hello, welcome to News Channel 7. Today we have a special broadcast on the minorities of World War II.
I'm Adam Engelman, and this is Jesse Weiser.
This is California's news station.
In our first newscast, we will go to Denmark.
There we will have an interview with Charlie.
Hi, I'm Charlie Sullivan, and today I have a special broadcast about the Jews of Denmark. Unlike in Berlin, the Jews of Denmark were not hated by all people, like most Jews. The Danes were righteous Gentiles and helped save the Jews. Righteous Gentiles are people who voluntarily help Jews, knowing they will get nothing in return. The Jews would not have become free if it weren't for the Danes. Another person that greatly helped the Jews was King Krone of Sweden. He believed that the Jews should have been treated like anyone else and accepted them in his country.
About how many Jews were saved?
8,000 Jews escaped via the underground waterways to smuggle the Jews into Sweden.
What did the king think about all this?
The king said, and I quote, "Wherever Jews are persecuted as such a recall or on religious grounds, the Christian church is in its duty bound to protest against this action. We shall therefore struggle to ensure the continued guarantee to our Jewish brothers and sisters of the same freedom we ourselves treasure."
Thank you, Charlie. And now a word from our sponsors of World War II.
Jubigon, a sponsor of World War II. Jubigon, the fast, easy way to get rid of the Jew. Just hold, aim, and shoot. Now for a demonstration. Hey, Jew! Does it work on all Jews? Of course, and it's only $19.95 per bottle. If you order now, you will get a special mop to sweep up the mess.
Sunny days sweeping the Jews away, on our way to the Aryan race. Can you tell me how to get those Jews away?
Welcome back to News Channel 7. Now we go to Mark, and he's going to tell us about righteous Gentiles in World War II.
Sampo Sugihara was a righteous Gentile, a diplomat from Japan who lived in Lithuania, the consulate. All of a sudden, he sees hundreds of Jews swarming around the consulate, and he decides to help them. He has sent many messages to Tokyo to get visas for all of the Jewish refugees, but has been denied. Even though he was denied, he decided to write them anyway. He worked day and night for 3 weeks, writing visas for families and appointments of 15 minutes. He was found out and was dared to stop by the Russians, but kept going until Tokyo told him to go to Berlin. He wrote visas in a hotel he stayed at, and even wrote as his train departed. Many Jews thanked him and crossed Russia to take a boat down to Japan. They were welcomed and they lived in Japan until the end of the war. Meanwhile, Sugihara was working in consulates in Czechoslovakia, Germany, and Romania. He was then arrested for 21 months. He got out, and when he got to Tokyo, his resignation was requested. He then worked in Moscow, seldom seeing his family. Many of the Jews began to hunt and thank him for the approximate 6,000 visas that he wrote. They invited him to Israel and granted him many awards and gave him citizenship. He then went back to Tokyo where he died in 1986. Japan then, in 1981, offered his family an apology for firing him.
Thank you, Mark. We want to thank you for tuning into News Channel 7.
I'm very proud of this group. We read extensively about different occurrences in the Holocaust, about righteous Gentiles, about stories of children and their experiences, and we do have a display board up front of all these poems. Children were moved. They wrote amazing poems. I just hope they project and they don't swallow their words so you can hear. They put themselves in the shoes of those unfortunate children, and this is what they came up with.
It was very interesting learning about the Holocaust. There were some very sad and scary stories. We learned about the painful experiences and frightening times that the children of the Holocaust had to go through. Children should be free like butterflies.
Holocaust. I hope it never happens again. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. But we will always remember when the Nazis put guns in our face. Too many Jews died, many were young. While the Jews tried to hide, they had their dignity in song. The Nazis captured millions of Jews and put them in camps. Hitler could never pay his dues, the lights and the lamps. None of this should have happened. It's prejudice's fault. How could this have happened? How to hate Holocaust.
Holocaust children.
They felt like caged up animals inside camps in Germany. Streets were not safe to walk on because they were filled with soldiers. Many rebelled and failed. Children were forced to work against their will. 15,000 children entered, 100 or less came out alive. We have to honor all those people who were killed so long ago in the camps or in the ghettos that were very sad and cold.
Happiness, freedom, liveliness. Even just one beautiful day. Those kids did not have that in the Holocaust. Depression, no freedom, working too hard, and black days. That's what they did have. Which one would you want? Which one would I want? I would want a better life. They deserved a better life.
Black. Everything here is black. Black houses, black feet, black rats, black flies, black skies. Because everything here is destined to die. As death roams around the town, the black day comforts him as his cloak. Death is but a friend here, and life is an enemy, for life is pain, and death is none. As his black coat flutters through our minds and bodies, he offers us his gift.
If I was a child in the Holocaust, I'd want to die, because all that you would do is get tortured and work all the time. I'd get a gun and kill myself so I could be with God and by myself.
German guards are everywhere, keeping us in line, in order. The walls are high and strong, they are built to keep us in. There is no light in here, all is black, for black is death's companion. Will we die or live on? Maybe they will come to rescue us. Who is they? I do not know, but I will wait, for I hope they come soon.
Locked up. I am locked up in a ghetto. It's definitely not a meadow. I am really scared in here. The Nazis make me feel it. I don't like being locked up in this ghetto.
I learned when I was tied. I said as spoken. I cry and command, but I'm not a puppet. I sing as sung. I laugh that laughed. I eat what's eaten, but I am meat.
No food, no freedom, no life, as the little Jewish boy thinks of his parents. All sadness and depression, as he whispers a song to himself that his mother sang to him before bedtime. No more family, no more happiness, and no more love, as the Holocaust lives separating life from death. Rocked in a mother's arms, kissed on the head by a loving father. The arms become the straw of my bed, it carries me off to life as I rest from death. The kisses become gnat from flies, the flies who are the only ones with mercy. Although they constantly disturb my peace that I hold in my bed, why won't they let me be?
I did not know. I thought we were just moving. My parents said nothing was wrong, until I started getting hungry, weak, and tired. My mom did not come home that night. My dad said she was out for a walk, but I knew I'd never see her again. I started realizing what was happening. It was the beginning of the Holocaust.
Joyce Shank, and I had the honor and pleasure of learning with Harzion's 7th grade class. Our study of Jewish history, of course, begins with Abraham, and I will admit it's a bit of a bird's eye view of much of history, but we stress those areas of world history that is left out of the usual social studies classes. Our emphasis was on the Middle Ages, where they learned of the Crusades and the Inquisition and its impact on Jewish communities. And our final project was Eastern European Jewry and the shtetl. They were very creative, they were very wonderful. And we have just prepared a very short explanation of our people and our migration since the very beginning of our time.
From 1933 to 1945, 6 million European Jews were savagely murdered by the Nazis in the Holocaust. But how did we as a people get to Europe in the first place? How did we go from the Middle East, where the first of our people get to Europe? It all began with Abraham, who lived in Ur in Mesopotamia.
One day, God said to him, Lech lecha, leave your home and go to a
Canaan, where our descendants lived for many years. Then there was a famine, though forcing most people to move from Egypt. We lived there for many years also, and were eventually taken into slavery. We remained slaves until God delivered us out of bondage, with Moses as his prophet. After wandering through the Sinai desert for 40 years, we went back to Canaan. There we built the first temple.
Soon, though, the Babylonians came, destroying our temple and sending us into exile in Babylon. Eventually, we were allowed to return, where we built the second temple and lived in peace for many years. However, the Romans came next, destroying the temple and scattering us in all directions.
This was the start of the diaspora, in which we went all over the old world. Most of the Jews went to Spain and Italy, where we became great merchants, philosophers, and doctors, among other professions. Eventually, though, Spain and Italy forced us to leave, and we went to Central and Eastern Europe.
Poland, in fact, invited us to come to their country since we were great merchants and bakers. There, in Eastern Europe, we lived a precarious life but built large communities filled with learning and tradition. These communities became known as Städtland. Today, we are showing you the results of our studies of the shtetl and its rich culture and tradition.
This beautiful world is a world that is no more. First the Cossacks and then the Nazis destroyed that beautiful world. The remnants of these communities are found who survived and migrated to either Israel or the United States. Many of our grandparents and great-grandparents came from the world that is no more. We invite you to please view our shtetl display. We had fun making it and we hope you enjoy it.
Worked on children of the Holocaust, and we're talking about, we put on a production of a radio show, a radio news broadcast, as well as a skit to let you know how the children felt during this time.
Hi, thanks for listening to KWZP Germany. The time is 2 p.m. on Friday, January 15, 1933. The Jews are preparing for their traditional Shabbat dinner and will be attending Friday night services. Let's go live to Evan at the Cohen residence.
Thank you, Molly. I am interviewing Benjamin, Abraham, and Sarah Cohen, children of the Cohens. So tell me, Benjamin, what kinds of things do you do on Shabbat?
Well, we light candles, we drink wine, we eat challah, sing songs, pray, and be with our family. We mostly rest, and we don't work or pray. We don't work, pray, or drive on Shabbat.
Thank you, Benjamin. Abraham, do you have any more to add to that?
Well, when God created the world, he rested on the seventh day, and we keep that tradition. We rest on Shabbat.
Thank you, Abraham. Sarah, fears about Shabbat and having it taken away?
Yes, we are being forced to give up Shabbat because Hitler and his Nazi armies are taking this away from the Jews. It's not fair. We deserve to rest and pray.
Thank you so much for taking time to speak with me regarding this issue. Now back to the station for more broadcasting.
Thanks, Evan. We're back live from KWZP Germany. The Jews have been given yellow stars that must be worn on their clothes. The children are being separated from their families and are going into hiding with non-Jewish families. All of this is happening because Hitler has been elected and has new ideas for Germany.
Dear God,
What are you doing? What is this?
What is that? Let's go.
Let's go. Come on. Take it your way.
Dear God, I'm really scared right now, but I know you will always be with me. They sent my parents away on a trip. I don't know where they are.
My parents put me in a Christian cellar so I can be safe. The people are very nice. They bring me food and some books to read. I have to be really quiet so the Nazi armies will not hear or see me. I don't think I will ever see my parents again. Please, God, help me. I know you're with me, but sometimes it's hard to keep up hope. I don't know how to keep my faith in you, but I will try very hard. Love, Sarah Cohen.
And now back to KWZP Germany. We have just heard that Hitler and his armies have been captured. The remaining Jews are being reunited with their families. We have also heard that the Cohen children have been killed by Hitler's armies. I feel terrible for the 1.2 million Jewish children that died from Hitler's cruel ways. And that concludes the radio broadcast show for today. Thank you for listening to KWZP Germany.
Her grandmother was a survivor from the St. Louis ship. And we spent a lot of time talking about the St. Louis and how that ship was sent back to Germany, but her grandmom, fortunately, was able to get off and survive. And we watched a video of an interview with her grandmother on the tape, and that spurred our class into a discussion of remembering stories of our relatives who did survive. And this is my group.
Especially since Grandpa just died. Yeah, he was such a nice guy. Wasn't he in the Holocaust or something? Yeah, he was. He was on the St. Louis. Yeah, I remember that ship. They went to Cuba and then to Miami. They never made it.
I remember him telling us about it. He was so excited to get to Cuba away from all the Nazis. When they got there, and they wouldn't let him off, everybody on the ship was heartbroken. He was one of the few lucky people who actually made it in France. It wasn't invaded by the Nazis yet.
That's cool. They got in France. Hey, are you talking about the Holocaust? Hey, are you guys talking about the Holocaust? Yeah. My grandpa had to hide in the basement for 3 years. The Nazis wouldn't even let them go out to shop for food or clothes. They had to rely on friends to bring them everything they needed. I'm glad that we're free from most prejudice. Speaking of the Holocaust, my great-aunt and uncle were sent to concentration camps during that time. You never told me that. Tell us more. Well, they were taken to Auschwitz in 1944 and had to stay there until 1945 when the war was over. And I never realized how many people were affected by the Holocaust. I'm glad we have hope. I'm glad we can remember.
Could everybody please rise while we sing Hatikva?